Hello everyone, I want to make a video sermon. I know that we're all in a fight right now with the coronavirus, and sometimes we have a fight, a battle that we didn't have anything to do with. It's a fight we didn't ask for, pick, or choose. The reality is none of us get to choose. Well, we hadn't even heard of the coronavirus, and now it's ours, ready or not, like it or not. There's a lot of things we don't get to choose, and I just wanted you not to be distressed when something comes along that you didn't choose. We didn't get to pick our mamas. No, I don't want you. I'll take that lady over there. We didn't get to pick our daddies. We didn't get to pick a lot of personal things. You know, pretty people act stuck up like they got to pick it out at the store or catalog. That beautiful, and which they didn't. And they look at ugly people like they chose to be ugly. And we don't get to choose things like if our nose sticks out or ears are too big, or you just wake up with it. And whatever it is, you just have to deal with it. It's not like all the babies got together and one of them said, I think I'll just choose a crackhead mama. And I want to tell you that not all of these ideas are original to me. I've heard someone say similar things. There's really not much that we have that's all our own. And I don't know if there's anything because we got it from somebody. But I just want you to know that I listen to people, and I've learned from different people, janitors, children, and things. So this is something I got from somewhere, if not all of it, part of it. We don't get to choose if we were raised in domestic violence. You got to fight with something that you didn't even choose. It's different from the battles you get to pick. These battles you didn't look them up; they looked you up. You work up in a situation that first of all you don't even really understand. I mean, why does daddy hurt mama? Some families had to deal with that. None of us get to choose our abusers. All of us are trying to recover from something we didn't choose. It's not like I ordered it from a catalog, it just happened to me. And now I've got to deal with it. Nobody escapes it. Everybody listening, and me included, we've had things that we didn't ask for. I think, and I've said this before, but I'm not sure there's a reason that not one baby is ever born laughing. Every baby, whether it's black or white, rich or poor, starts off as born crying. Because you were born in a fight that you didn't even get to choose. And today I want to tell you a story about little David who stepped in a battle that he didn't choose. And if truth be told, we'll be fighting a battle the rest of our lives. I'm sure everybody that's listening to this, me included, you have a story, your own story, a battle you didn't pick for yourself. You see, you don't even get to pick the devil you have to fight with. You have a devil assigned to you that every time you start to get up, he says, you can't do it. You can't have it. You can't be it. You can't become it. Every level has a new devil. Not only that, but I have to live with all your judgments. And you have to live with all of other people's judgments. Little David woke up that morning, wiped the sleep out of his eyes, and heard his daddy talking. He heard him say, I'll send that boy David down there to carry them some lunch. That's all he was supposed to do, was just take lunch down to his brothers and come back and continue to take care of the sheep. Have you ever started the day with one thing on your mind, but that's not how it went? And how it went changed your life. Now let's add it up. I'm going to read 1 Samuel 17, 21 through 29 in the King James Version of the Bible. And it says, For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. For Israel, and David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage and ran into the army and came and saluted his brethren, and he talked with them behold, there came up this champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words, and David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid. And the men of Israel said, Have you seen this man that is come up surely to defy Israel as he come up? And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. I'm going to talk about this in a minute, I hope, but this is significant. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, What shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine from Israel? This Philistine, to take away the reproach from Israel. And who is this uncircumcised Philistine he should defy the armies of the living God? And the people, he asked, they had already told him, and he asked again. He wanted to be sure before he committed. And the people answered him after the same manner, saying, So it shall be to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men, and Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, Why camest thou hither? And whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and thy naughtiness of their heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. And David said, What have I now done? Is there not a cause? Is there not a cause? Some things there is a cause. Some things there's not a battle worth fighting. And, Goliath wasn't even in David's calendar. It didn't pop up in his memos or anything. He was just supposed to take lunch. And everybody has Goliath, your giant, your devil to fight. And Goliath is always at the gate. When you're seeking something and you're trying to obtain it, in your life, Goliath is there every time. And, the lion in the forest roars, and just the roar freezes people. So there's Goliath there. You think you want it, but you see old Goliath there, and you think, well, maybe I don't want it that bad. Here comes Goliath. And everybody has your Goliath, your devil, your giant to fight. Here comes Goliath from Gath. I wasn't planning on going to Gath, but Gath came to me. Gath sure can find you. And David heard him, and it said, Ain't it funny that some kind of way you always hear your giant? I believe this is something good today. I sure do. They were sore afraid. Have you ever been sore afraid? Afraid is a feeling for a moment, but sore afraid lingers on and on. I think right now with the coronavirus, we've got a lot of lost people, and that's the way it was when I was lost. I was sore afraid. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't tore up for a moment. It was until I got it worked out kind of deal. So what it meant for David or anybody that killed Goliath, it made him make him free. It meant no taxes. You kill this and you don't have to pay any taxes. You kill this and you can change your family's environment. If you kill this, it'll put you on a completely different trajectory. You mean I've got a chance to have another kind of life? If I can just kill this giant, then I'll be free? Wait, David, you don't even understand. You're not even in the army. But so shall it be done to the man that kills him. If you kill your giant, you get it all. And that's the way it is with us. We're not fighting Goliath, but if we kill our giant, we get it all. Killing your giant will affect who you marry, where you lodge. It'll open doors that change how your story ends. I don't think that I'm the only one that's got a giant standing between me and whatever I'm after. I'm sure there's people out there. I know there are. You have. Every time I try to go after anything, here comes that something from Gath trying to stop me from reaching the next level. Like David's brothers, every time you start to do something great, there's someone who reminds you to stay in your place. They don't say it in the King James language, but they say, I knew you when. Who are you to think that you could do that? Now, I remember when I first came into the ways of the Lord 43 years ago, me and Brother Jack Kelly, we sat on the piano bench. Other people sat on there too, but mainly that's where we sat, and in service and meeting, and there's people. We both wound up in the ministry, and there's people that still see us sitting on the piano bench. And now this to David didn't come from the giant, but it comes from the same brother that he brought lunch to. You're trying to help people, and that's where you get your grief sometimes. How can you eat my lunch and talk against my destiny? Eliab is related to my history, but not my destiny. It's a funny thing, but I heard a man say when he talked to people back home from his past, they can't relate to his now. And when he talks to people from his now, they can't believe and relate to his past. You know, people will think you got what you got without a fight. I'm here to tell you that you're going to have to fight to get there. I had to fight for every little inch of ground. Eliab told David to go back home to what Eliab perceived David to be. Your sheep's calling you. Are your sheep calling you? There's always somebody around to remind you of your place. Always somebody to say, you don't have any business here. Drop the lunch and go home. You don't have any business doing what you're doing. Who do you think you are? And it would have been a lot easier. Everybody sees David as a shepherd, and nobody expects him to do anything else. He said, I know the pride and naughtiness. Just look at how he perceives David. Drop the lunch and go on back home, because the best you'll ever be in any of this is a spectator. You will always watch me or somebody else win. That's not the voice of Goliath, but that's his brother. You know, it said it wasn't my enemy that reproached me. Then I could have borne it, but it was mine equal, mine acquaintance, or whatever it said. You've got to fight that you're akin to and connected to and love, like Joseph and his brothers. You have to fight that you came to feed and help, that you love is fighting and limiting you. You know, they even did Jesus that way. They said, you know, he's a carpenter's son, like he's out of his place. I can throw rocks at Goliath, but I can't throw rocks at my brother. There's only a certain amount of fighting you can do with those that you love. The greatest response to a devil is a decision. You won't whip your devil in rejoicing, and you will not sing him out of your life. You will not beat him with your talents. You have to make a decision. Is there not a cause? Or in other words, ain't it worth it? Ain't it worth it? I think I made another video on this maybe a pretty good while back, but I think it's pertinent to the day we're living in. My future is tied to it. Even my wife and family are tied to it. My self-esteem is tied to it. So, ain't it worth it? My future is tied to it. So, ain't it worth it? Until you decide it's worth it, you won't endure what you got to endure to get it. Just because I didn't say nothing, don't mind that I didn't decide. I'm going to whip this. I'm going to be the first one in my family to overcome it. The very one that they rejected has become the chief cornerstone. Am I preaching about David, or are we preaching about Jesus? Is this David, or is this the son of David? Jesus came down through 42 generations just to bring us some lunch. Jesus' own disciples didn't even get him. They thought he had come to overcome Caesar. And Eliab's anger looks a little bit like Peter's anger, trying to keep Jesus from the cross. Now, there's more in me than what you see. And there's more in you than what other people see. I have decided victory don't have anything to do with how you feel, but how you decided. I'm trying to figure out if this is about David or Jesus, who is the son of David, or am I preaching about you today? You see, if it's true about David, if it's true about Jesus, then it's true about you. You too have something that keeps coming down from Gath, snorting at you. It's telling you can't do and what you can't be. You know, until your calling eclipses your circumstances, it's the cause that brings about the effect. David said, they're not a cause. The reason we're losing so many of our young boys is that with the absence of a cause, there's not the right effect to overcome their circumstances. If you don't give a man something more than important than his feelings, he will always digress back to his feelings. As soon as you get tired of having the devil walk over your destiny, you'll go forward. An eclipse is something that, you know, like the moon, the sun, it blocks your vision and your destiny. David came to deliver lunches until the cause eclipsed the conflict and the circumstances. Have you ever been scared of something? When what is in front of you is more important than what's behind you, you always find a way. So we need to find the first thing that's bigger than the thing that you're afraid of. You need an eclipse. Until you believe you're enough. I don't need Eliab to believe in me. I don't need the armies to help me. I don't need Saul's army, but I just use what I have. What I have is enough. Until you decide who you are and what you have is enough, you'll never defeat the enemy. It is not so much about you, what you have in a bag, as what you think you have in a bag. And I know who my rock is, Jesus. It's not so much about what I think about my preaching. It's not so much about my preaching, it's what I think about my preaching. Even David's daddy didn't think he was enough. The giant didn't think David was enough. The only one that thought David was enough was David. Yeah, what I'm giving you, David's enough, and you're going to have 4 rocks left even. You know, sometimes I think because I'm 71, I don't have anything left, but I do. Believing in your rock won't be enough if you don't throw it. Throw that thing. I know it's little and they laugh at it and it's not as big as what other people have to use. I'm tired of, faith without works is dead. David was brought to his shifting place. The place of your greatest battle is your shifting place. This is the place where his trajectory of his life was changed. This is the place where he was redefined in the eyes of brethren and everyone else. Your kid is about to turn into a king at your shifting place. I've enjoyed getting this to you today. I hope it's helped you. It helped me. And I hope the Lord will bless you. I care about you. very much. And I want to see you prosper. So I'm going to give you my phone number, 256-508-4410. And if you need me, call me. And if I can't get back to you right away, I'll try to get back to you when I can. My number is 256-508-4410. And until we do this again, may God bless you.